What's up, guys? I'm just heading out for a training session in about 10 minutes, but before I figured, let's watch a fight. And might as well include you guys. I'll give you my commentary, scoring, and we're gonna look at Ramon Dekkers versus Hector Pena. Now, this fight, I believe, took place in Japan, and it's from a while ago. Most of the Dekker fights are, but this guy, Ramon Dekkers, he's a beast. Sometimes when you look back at older fighters, you go, yeah, the guys now in the modern era are a lot better, but not Dekkers. So let's dive in and watch this fight together. And we'll get it started right away with a stare down. Not much eye contact from Pena. Doesn't really mean anything. You get guys like Canelo who look straight down. I used to think it was almost a sign of weakness, not looking your opponents in the eye. But now I've seen some very high level guys who don't bother with it. So obviously not a big deal. All right, look at that strong low kick from Dekkers right away. Ouch, another one. That one would have really hurt. Pena has, from what I'm seeing right now, pretty sharp hands. His ability to throw the low kick and execute his own kicks doesn't look super dangerous, not in that regard. He got the check up. But the amount of off-balancing that Dekkers is actually able to implement by landing a check kick, that's not a good sign. And that low kick and that front kick of his, they both don't look very strong. So if I was Pena's corner, I would assume that the plan is to come in and win with boxing. Because the low kicks in this, first 30 seconds, they just don't look like they're going to stand up to Dekkers' attack. And that's when Dekkers is going to have the most success there. He throws his kicks when Pena is punching. I know it's a bit more risky, but more weight is usually on the leg, making the guy more vulnerable to having that shot land. Sort of dirty style boxing there, just right in the pocket. That's what Pena needs to try and do. The difficulty is Dekkers is just so solid with those low kicks. It's a gutsy game plan, but one maybe he needs to execute. Try and land some big shots on Dekkers early on and change the fight. Dekkers nice and composed. Always keeps those hands really high. Doing a good job of just feeling out right now. And then when he throws hard. He's not one to sort of beat around the bush with his attacks. Just like that. Nice close guard, deals with the 3 shots. Still doing it. Oh. So he was just timing the guy there. And then on that attack, he countered hooked and followed with that kick. That was all just him collecting data as Hector was on the attack. That last low kick there definitely hurt him. You saw the way he buckled slightly and now he's eased on back. Yeah, that's not good. What do you do when you end up in this situation where your lead leg is gone? Well, you can obviously switch your stance, but there's a big issue there in switching your stance. That nice throw from Dekkers, that most people don't fight very well defensively out of the opposite stance, and maybe even their offense takes a big plummet. And I used to play around with stance changes just in case I ever did have to switch stances, but after a while I gave up. After I learned that my leg's not going to take that kind of damage that we see Pena have right now. I'm not going to have that kind of pain. I've just conditioned my leg too much. So yeah, if you're not going to switch your stance, then you really either need to go massively on the attack with the hands and try and make sure you're so close that the guy cannot get those low kicks off, or you need to play the outside game because the low kicks do require you being a little bit closer than maybe, the distance you would have for a side kick or something like that. It's a difficult spot to be in. And I wouldn't say that the key is to checking every kick, because you can't check every kick. Obviously you want to try and do that, but the key is really in the gym, conditioning that leg. So this does not happen in one round. Look at the composure of Dekkers. There's that tight shell there. Because he'll land more low kicks. He knows it. All he has to do is keep that guard really high. Make sure nothing, I wouldn't say lucky, but nothing slips through. that really shouldn't, because if he keeps his hands like that, they'll just go off the forearms. And you can tell an experienced fighter, he's not going right back down to hunting that low kick. He's trying to, oh, nice uppercuts from Pena. That was the best shot for him the whole fight. So what Dekkers is trying to do is throw some higher kicks, body up to the head, make him think about something else. So he doesn't run into too many low kicks, which, like that, eat a shin. You gotta really distract somebody, make them forget as much as you can about that damaged leg. Easier said than done. There we go. Oh! Jeez. See, it only took one. I have a video on how I go about conditioning my legs. It's a very old video when I first started the YouTube channel, but everything sort of holds up. So I'll link that up above. You guys can start your low kick conditioning if you haven't already, because you don't want to end up in this position. I just noticed what Pena has on his feet. Is it just really high ankle braces? I guess just like Dekkers, but his are white. I thought for a second he was wearing shoes. Nice jab there on the entry. A little slip. I've never been in this situation where your leg is that mashed and you're just in that much pain. I can't imagine that it's going to go away. It's not like you can survive a round and it'll be gone, but you might be able to get some of that movement back. That would be a big key. And he's bouncing around well, but you can just see it starting to stiffen up now. I'm honestly surprised that he's made it this far in the fight. Even checking the low kick, he's hurt now. And there goes the towel. Well, it's a pretty simple fight overall. That just goes to show you what happens if you don't have that low kick conditioning, if you don't have that solid ability to take the shot, and you just got to put that time in at the gym. That's very important. And make sure that you're checking as many kicks as possible. This is probably just the difference between, I'm assuming Pena was maybe not a Muay Thai fighter. Maybe he's a boxer. Maybe he was MMA fighter. Maybe he was a kickboxer. But it doesn't look like he is a Muay Thai fighter with the way he bounced and he moved. So yeah, just make sure if you guys are getting ready for any fights with low kicks, you have that leg condition. Deal with the pain in the gym as opposed to in the ring or in the octagon, because we see lots of low kick knockouts as well. Not as many as kickboxing, but we do see them in MMA. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, if you want to see more, make sure you tune back in tomorrow, because we're going to be watching another Dekkers fight, hopefully a little bit more competitive than this one. If you guys haven't already, please give the video a like. Of course, get subscribed. Train hard, guys. See you back here soon for another video.